See, here's the thing. I was boots on the ground yesterday, right? Boots on the ground, right?
Boots on the ground.
And I thought that
Now, I have a question.
Sure.
Do all the other journalists view it as that?
I don't know. Their boots don't walk as far as mine. Their boots stay in one place. They're not roaming around like I am, Leroy. Because my boots are trekking from Dolphins camp to heat practice. I'm all over the place, so I don't know what they think. I don't know.
No, that much I know.
I don't know. But I tell you what, when I thought that Tua Tagovailoa getting watched by Dan Marino, I thought that was going to be my top Goosey's moment yesterday.
You certainly didn't feel that way when he was out there watching Jacoby Brissett. Why is that?
I don't think I saw him there with Jacoby Brissett, dude. I don't think I saw him out there with Jacoby Brissett. I don't think he wasted his time with that. But walk into heat practice yesterday, right? Walk into heat practice, and Dunks is shooting some basketball. It's kind of his routine. Cap off the day with shooting some threes. Bam Adebayo doing his free throws. Bam Adebayo talks to the media. What a delight that guy is. He's a good one. He's a real one. But I turn around after Bam does his session. I take a little looky-loo, and somebody's holding court over there. Somebody's talking to Duncan Robinson. Somebody's talking to Max Strus. And it's kind of like, you ever look at something, Leroy, and it looks like a mirage, but your eyes then focus in? And that's what it was like, because it was holiness that I saw. Jesus Shuttlesworth himself, Ray Mother Bleepin' Allen, the architect of the greatest shot in NBA history. Ray Mother Bleepin' Allen chatting it up with Max Strus and the stroke man, Duncan Robinson. Leroy. You know what that is?
What's that?
Goosey.
Oh my God.
Leroy, the maybe the greatest shooter of them all, imparting wisdom on the next greatest shooter of them all.
Well, statistically,
Ray Allen and Duncan Robinson.
Statistically, to this point in his career, Duncan Robinson is.
Leroy, Ray Allen, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, a triumvirate together. It was like basically whatever their conversations was from far away. All I could hear was swish. That's all I was hearing. It was like whispers in the night. It was beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
JFig, do you have this video? Do you have the video? Can you show Leroy the wisdom that Ray Allen is imparting on him? Because just look, Leroy, give this a gander. Look at Ray just talking to the young bloods, imparting that wisdom. Don't ignore this, Leroy. He's got it all happening for him. And Leroy just wants to dismiss it. Who cares? He's like Mike Francesa. You're dismissing it. You're a little dismissive.
I'm not dismissing it because I used to enjoy my conversations with Jim Brown.
Yeah, I bet you did, right? I bet you did. I mean, that's got to be something, right? Ray Mother Bleepin' Allen talking to Dunks. You know what I think they're saying? Effing Paul Pierce. Get the hell out of here. This guy was a bum. Hey, Duncan, I know you're a New England guy, but that Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, I hate those guys. Can I get a little Erik Spoelstra after practice yesterday talking about having Ray Allen around?
I've really enjoyed our discussions about coaching. I'd like to have him out here more. One, it's fun having him around. And in the right, when we get everybody in here, and I'd like to also have him, spend some time with the team. He has great leadership and just what it takes to be a champion. Advice. I think it just resonates with everybody.
Wow. Woo! Leroy. That's great. I mean, come on, Leroy. You got to admit, that Heat culture is oozing all over the place. You got to admit. Even you, the most goosey, skeptical one of them all, has to admit, that's good. That's good. Ray Allen now was the head basketball coach over at Gulliver Prep. So, you know, Spo was saying earlier in that little scrum there, Leroy, he was saying they're on a coach-to-coach level now, you know, chopping it up on whole new terms. But you know what it did when you're talking about the coaching? You know what that is?
No.
Opening the door. Opening the door, Leroy.
For what?
I have Ray Allen to hang out with us. The squad.
You think if Ray Allen wanted to be a coach, he'd already be a coach?
Well, he is a coach. He's a high school coach.
Oh, okay.
I don't want. I'm not saying but it opens
that
up.
ain't NBA coach.
He doesn't need to be an NBA coach. He just needs to, like Dan Marino, just needs to be around every once in a while, impart that wisdom onto people. You know, sprinkle that wisdom dust on people. I'm dead ass when I say this. I'm telling you right now. We should retire Ray Allen's jersey. I said it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Architect of the greatest shot in team history is good enough to go up in the rafters. Put him up there. Because you want to know something?
You got the architect of that shot up there already. That's Chris Bosh.
That's well, yes. He is the conduit to that shot for sure. But you should put him right next to Chris Bosh. And let me tell you something. Here's why.
How long did Ray Allen play? 3 years?
Yeah. But here's the thing, though.
3 years?
I understand. It seems ridiculous. I understand it seems ridiculous. But hear me out on this. He's the architect of the greatest shot in team history, right? Also,
he's not the architect.
He is the architect.
He's not the one who drew it up.
What? No, he's the architect, dude. That play was drawn up in the gym by rep after rep after rep of him doing that backward shot thing. That practice shot that he does. And he knows exactly where it is. It's like a sixth sense. But hear me out. The Celtics, they banned him. They turned their back on him. Okay? So they're out. Seattle, they don't have a team. Out. You're telling me Milwaukee?
What about Milwaukee?
Haven't done it. Where you at? And did they give this number to Greek Freak? Too late. Damage is done. So, and you know Greek Freak's getting his number retired. So let me get this straight. The greatest shooter of all time, Leroy. The greatest shooter of all time. He's not going to have...
Is there a difference between making the biggest shot, one of the biggest shots of all time, or being the greatest shooter? There's a difference, right? You think Ray Allen is the best shooter to ever play in the NBA?
Yes.
Or are you saying that because you're a Heat fan?
That's right. Now, well, Duncan Robinson will pass him.
Part of it is right.
Duncan will pass him one day. A lot of these new kids, they're going to say, oh, Steph Curry, Reggie Miller. Get the hell out of here.
Wait, I bet you Duncan already has more threes than Ray Allen.
Leroy, don't say silly stuff.
I'm talking about for the Heat.
Huh?
I bet you Duncan already has more
for the
threes
Heat.
than Ray Allen.
Okay. I thought you were going to say all time. But hear me out.
For the Heat.
You're getting lost in the weeds here, though, okay? This is what you try and do. You try and say, look over here, Tobin. No, not going to let you do that.
No, that's what you do.
No. Listen to me.
And then you go Goosey's, right?
Boston, outcast him. Seattle doesn't exist. Milwaukee moved on to Greek Freak. This great player, this iconic player, he got game. Jesus mother bleeping Shuttlesworth. His jersey doesn't have a home? Give him a home. It's the least we can do, Leroy. It's the least. We're the only franchise that went there for his Hall of Fame weekend. Only franchise to go there and support him. You know, give him a home. I'm not saying, look, some things are done on a case-by-case basis, okay? A case-by-case basis. And this is a case where I want to be in charge of the Heat Jersey Retirement Committee. And I see this case and I say, these are special circumstances. Look at this man. A great player without a home. A great player without a home. He deserves it. He deserves it, Leroy. Let me ask you something. Who's not going to...
No. You ask me anything. I'm tired. No, you asked me a question, and that's just to include me in your raggedy conversation. And no.
It's not a raggedy conversation.
Ask me a question.
Imagine what the Big Three legacy would have been without Ray Allen. The story can't be told. The story...
I'm not disputing any of that.
The story can't be told. And so what's wrong with representing that? And I hear these idiots. Here's what idiots will say. You want to know if the idiot?
He said it perfectly. Put his footprints in the corner.
Great. I'm glad Daniel P. brought that up. Daniel P. is the idiots. Idiots will say, sorry, Danny.
I'm not going to let you go at Daniel P. like that. I
just
agree
did.
with him.
No.
Right.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I've heard people say this. Let's put a marking on him on the court. No.
They do it in golf.
No. Leroy.
When a guy holds out and wins a tournament, they put a plaque there.
Leroy, he's not a velociraptor, okay? You don't put a fossil on the court for him. No. You don't put him on footprints on the court. People have to play basketball there. It's not a museum. What you do is you hang his mother bleeping jersey in the rafters. Shaq was here for 3 years. Shaq was here for 3 years.
Yeah, but that was Shaq brought the first championship.
He did, and I believe Shaq should be up there. But I would say Shaq's got one of the flimsiest arguments for being up there.
Yeah.
So in my mind, the committee's mind, we've opened. This is what we call in the legal world, Leroy. I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
This is what we call precedent.
Here, let me ask you a question.
Don't laugh at that.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Can you put a guy up in the Raptors whose numbers have been surpassed by a guy who's only played for you for 3 years?
Yes, because he has the moment.
But you don't go into the Raptors because of a moment.
Of course you do. Silly. Hey.
No, you
of
don't.
Course you do. But of course you
Give
do.
me another example.
I don't have an example right now. But in this case,
this is what.
But this is the Leroy. You can argue it's the greatest shot in the game's history.
If that's the case, then Big Shot Bob should be on in 3 teams Raptors.
I think he is. I think he's in 2.
No, he's not.
I think he is.
He's not.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm looking that up.
Because it's Robert Horry. That's why.
Robert Horry Wikipedia? All right, hold on. I got his Wikipedia up right now. All right, accolades. Robert Horry, 7-time NBA champion, all-rookie second team, jersey retired by Spurs and Lakers.
See, Marcos, he's doing it again.
I just looked it up, and I see Robert Horry has never had their number retired.
No!
What number does he wear? I don't know.
I don't even know. I really don't know.
What does he wear? Was he like a 31 or something like that?
That should be a segment, though. Fact checking Wikipedia.
Take a break. Back after this. You asked something about Duncan's 3-point career, something like that?
No, I said, did Duncan make more threes than Ray Allen while he's in Miami?
All right, well, we went to the research desk, and I'm not going to read this because you're going to think I lied. I'm not going to read this.
Of course I am.
So Marcos is he pulled a Chris Fowler, and he did the research. Do you want to give Leroy Horde your Ray Allen, Duncan Robinson stat?
Absolutely. So Ray Allen actually only spent 2 years with the Miami Heat as opposed to 3. Duncan Robinson with 3.
They retired.
He was an old guy.
Call it quits.
Yeah, when you retire at the time.
And by the way, I respect Ray Allen for that too, because he didn't go off like some weasel off to follow LeBron to Cleveland.
Yeah.
All right. He just said, you know what? I'm happy being in Miami. I'm good. And I hit the greatest shot ever. I'm good. Anyway, go back. Continue.
So, in his illustrious 2-year career with the Miami Heat, Ray Allen put up a whopping 255 3-point makes.
Damn. That's good.
Pretty solid.
Duncan's twice that. 3 times.
Duncan Robinson, good 3-point shooter. Not sure if you've heard of him.
Yeah, pretty good. We started that train though. We were on that train before anybody else.
The year 2019-20.
So his final season.
Yeah.
Shortened, by the way.
Shortened season.
Yep.
270. Oh, just that year. He has a total of 500.
So Duncan Robinson surpassed Ray Allen's Heat career in one shortened season?
530 total.
Wow.
From Duncan Robinson.
Wow.
And
Guess what? Duncan Robinson's on his way to getting his jersey retired. The committee has heard this case.
So you got no choice now. You backed your ass into a corner.
I'm happy to put him up there.
Everybody gets.
I'm happy to put him up there. Well, you know, if he's got a weird number anyway, 55, who cares?
If they retired all the jerseys you wanted to retire, the people in the upper deck wouldn't be able to see the game.
Jesus, 273s in one season?
Yeah, and I do have an interesting stat, though, in regards to the playoffs. In Duncan Robinson's playoff career, complete playoff career, I don't know how many teams he's played for. Who knows? It could be a long career.
Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, all right. Ray Allen, with his Miami Heat tenure, playoff career, they're currently tied at 72 made 3 points.
Okay, so in the 2 playoff seasons, Ray Allen has 72, and in Duncan's he has 72, which is really kind of like only one playoff run.
In half the games.
Yeah.
In half the game. In half the game.
I'm not sure.
In half the game. Let's give all the stats.
That's Duncan's fault. I mean,
Ray Allen went to the finals both of his years.
Yeah, well, listen, don't get swept. Don't get swept. That's not Ray Allen's fault.
I'm just saying that makes the number even more ridiculous.
Nope.
That they're tying in half. Wait, how many games? How many games were played? How many playoff games did Ray Allen play? He played.
It's a construct of your mind, more or less. You know, you just go out there and shoot the ball. You don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a season's a season.
What is a game?
You're like these guys. You're like these guys.
You two clowns comments.
You're like
just by you two. Just by you guys comments. You two clowns comments. I already have an idea of what the numbers are.
He played in 43 preseason games with the Miami Heat. Duncan Robinson has played in 25. I mean, playoff games. I'm sorry. Ray Allen played in 43 playoff games with the Miami Heat. Duncan Robinson has played so far in 25.
And they're tied.
Well,
I mean, you know,
the game has changed. The game has changed.
Give Ray Allen Duncan Robinson's green light. You know.
You know why I hate this? I hate doing this, and you back me into this corner, right? Because those numbers don't lie. But I'm considered a hater.
Here's the thing,
because
Here's the thing, though. They kind of do lie. Like, Duncan Robinson is playing basically in the steroid era for three-pointers. It's like when people say Dan Marino. Like, Dan Marino saying, I could throw for 6,000 these days. And it's like, well, you can't really disparage him because he was throwing for big yards back when nobody was throwing for big yards. With Ray Allen, like, if Ray Allen got to go, we've talked about this with Glenn Rice. If Ray Allen could run willy-nilly shooting like Duncan Robinson can these days, you're telling me he could have put up a 270 season?
Here's the difference. Here's the difference between Duncan Robinson and Ray Allen, okay? Ray Allen became a great three-point shooter. Duncan Robinson started his career as a great three-point shooter.
Yeah, but Duncan Robinson also started his career at 26 years old. Ray Allen came into the league at 21.
I'm still just saying that is a part of Ray Allen's career that developed towards the end of it. He didn't come into the league shooting threes.
I mean, he was shooting threes by year 4. He hit over 200. He had 230 threes by the time Duncan Robinson, who was 26 coming into the league, when Ray Allen was 26, he hit 229 threes.
Okay.
He's a monster.
Still not 270.
He's a monster, Leroy.
I'm not disputing that.
When nobody was a monster. Now everybody can be a monster.
I'm not disputing the greatness of Ray Allen. All I'm questioning is, after 2 years, his jersey should be retired.
Yes. Greatest moment in Heat history. And I
Based
also
on what? Oh, because of one moment. We're doing one moment.
But now. I already laid out. Hold on.
Moment.
Okay. I've already laid out the case for you as to why. Because 1, he's one of the greatest players/shooters of all time. 2, he has hold on.
Retired a jersey for the Heat.
Okay.
Go.
Here's the thing. I've already laid out why. This is why he goes to the committee. Because he doesn't have a jersey home. Okay? They can't go to Milwaukee. They gave his jersey to Greek Freak. Okay? So it's not going to be with Milwaukee. It's not going to be in Seattle, which you could probably maybe argue is his most iconic team, because Leroy, they don't have a team.
They're getting ready to get.
They don't have a team. They don't have a team. They don't have a team. Damage is done.
They're getting ready to get a team.
But they don't.
As soon as they get a team, they'll retire his jersey.
But they don't. Hey, great. You know what?
Okay.
And maybe a unicorn will run through the studio. Guess what? Doesn't exist.
Really? Really?
Doesn't exist, dude.
That's where you're going with this?
Doesn't exist. Boston. Okay. Maybe Boston wants to put him up there as part of the big three. Guess what? They outcast him. They burned the bridge. Do I see him at Celtics practice yesterday? No. Oh, is he talking to Jason Tatum? No. Is he talking to Peyton Pritchard? No. He's talking last night. He's spending time with Duncan Robinson
He
and
lives
Max
down
Strus.
here.
You want to know why? Because he loves it. Because he's a Heat lifer.
Who doesn't love living in Florida?
He's a Heat lifer.
I've never heard somebody that come down here for Florida sports and go, nah, Florida's okay.
Ooh, Duncan Robinson hit so many threes. And by the way, I found Duncan Robinson. He jumped on. He's Johnny come lately. Oh, we're two Michigan boys. We love each other. Yeah, did you love him enough to stay for the interview? Nope, you were rats off a ship. You're like, I got to get me a panini.
Really?
Yup. You didn't even stick around.
Really did that to me.
You were
really
like,
just did
you're
that
like,
to me.
listen, I love you,
You
Duncan.
really
I love you,
just did
Duncan.
that to
I
me.
love you, Duncan. Duncan Robinson
You really
love.
just did that.
Oh, you need to go get a panini. Sorry. Rats off a ship.
Panini, Leroy? You sold out Duncan Robinson for a panini?
He was really hungry.
But a panini,
Dude.
man?
I brought
Dude, we
snacks
got there
too.
early.
Dude, I brought
Wait,
snacks.
Hold on. Before, right at the end of our show, what did you ask me?
I said, could you stick around? I want you to stick around for some interviews.
Ah! How many?
3. I wanted you to stick around for.
How many did I do?
I wanted you to stick around for Jimmy.
How many did I do?
4.
5.
You did 5?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Victor Oladipo surprised us. You did 5.
5.
They were back to back
And
to
you
back.
still
You never-
throw me under the bus.
Well, I mean, because you and Duncan were having a bromance. You were having a bromance. You're like,
Oh.
I said, do you want to wait for Duncan? That's off a ship.
Oh my goodness.
Rats off a ship.
Don't worry. See how you threw me under the bus? You wait till me and Low Dog go golfing.
Oh, snap.
Oh, you can't go golfing without me?
Oh,
No,
man.
Am I?
He's going to FaceTime me
Oh,
from the golf
my
course.
goodness. Wow. I'm going to say, hey, let me tell you about my guy, Tobin. Like, he thinks you're a little portly.
By the way, the committee has to now rehear the case of number 7. So if Low Dog wants to get up in the rafters, he's going to have to outshine Goran Dragic.
Hi, this is Kyle Lowry. You're listening to Toby and Leroy on the
Tobin.
Flag. Tobin. I don't give a Toby, Tobin.
He's in the other room.
There
You can
you
see him
go.
in a few seconds.
Who Tobin is.
He's definitely
love that guy.
definitely going to feel that way when I'm done.
That's my guy.
Oh,
Low Dog.
no.
Dude's about
We'll see.
Dude's about to unlock a career year for Bam Adebayo.
We'll see.
So good. We'll take
Fraudulent.
him.
Are a fraud.
Oh no, dude, you're a charlatan. You are.
You threw me
I
under
don't
the
like
you
this
threw
guy.
me under the bus, and I exceeded what you asked me to do. Say, you know what? That's my guy. That's my boy. I'm gonna stay for a couple of extra interviews. I'm not just gonna leave him, hanging like that. And what do? Beep,
That's off a ship.
beep. You backed up the bus over me. You know what? I feel like an iguana trying to cross the street that got splattered by the garbage truck.
It was so.
That's what I feel like right now.
I felt bad too because Duncan was so excited to talk some Michigan football with Leroy, and he goes, "Hey, where's Leroy?" I'm like, he just wanted a panini. He had to leave.
Told him there was a panini involved.
You know what? Here's how it goes, Marcos. You ever have a situation with a friend and you say, you know what, I'm not going to put his business out there. That's my boy. And then y'all get in a situation, he just throw you out there and you like, man, I wish I hadn't been so nice. That's where we are. I can't believe you. Had to go get a panini. I don't even like paninis.
This has
Who
gone
the hell
off the
say I
rails.
got to eat a panini?
There's beef now.
It's
on the
true.
show.
He would never have a panini. It's a low rent sandwich. Leroy is very high when it comes to his sandwiches.